Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Dark with DLD After Dark. Got a really interesting thing. Obviously, the force reset trigger conversation has been, going on for a long time. Okay, and everything that the Alpha Tango Foxtrot has been doing, the back and forth with Rare Breed and the Ferts and Watts and all this, and we're gonna have a conversation today that's a little bit different. Um, this is quite interesting and we're going to discuss it. Get ready for the corny intro. Okay, so got off the phone with John Crump and Flying Rich, and what's up? Too many choices, and I'm sure that you guys have seen it floating around the internet a little bit. Um, Very recently, Hoffman Tactical, who is famous for the lower receiver that he created and designed, and for 3D printing purposes, he created and designed a very specific lower, and the lower is available, I think, at Odyssey. The STL file is available at Odyssey. Now, everything that's gone on with, we'll call them the Ferts and Watts. Everyone, go ahead and let me know the food items that you've enjoyed today. Um, don't ask why, just two. What's up, y'all? So, with the Ferts and Watts, the FRTs and WOTs, there's been a lot of drama, a lot of back and forth with everything from the companies to the ATF to the original patent holders of just all this stuff. You guys have we've you've been seeing all this drama, you followed it, and now we're at a place where obviously, clearly, Rare Breed has been very, very clear that they are willing to go to any lengths at any point to protect their um, patent, and that's very clear to the point of lawsuits and serving Big Daddy Unlimited with a cease and desist, and now this kid, and I'll call him a kid because he's in his early 20s. Um, he created this lower, as you guys know, which is a downloadable STL file, which this is just information, okay? Well, as of the 4th of February, I believe, as of the 4th of February, he created and designed his own STL file of a force reset trigger that is only usable with his own 3D printable lower. I think it's the Uber. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been printing them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I know that I respect Hoffman Tactical a lot, and this guy is as someone else said, a national treasure. This dude is on the cutting edge of 3D printing innovation. And people like him, people like all the other folks you see on the show is, we want to preserve that because we want to preserve the information. I also understand patent, you want to preserve your patent and your patent information, but because somebody holds the patent to a force reset trigger design, does that mean that any other force reset trigger cannot exist at all? Because that's kind of how they've been going about it. And I know that from what I understand from a couple of professionals that I've spoken with, the way that their patent is worded, from those that have actually read through it, I have not read through the patent. It is worded in a very vague way to cover as much as they possibly can. And you want your patent written as vague as possible so it can cover as much as possible. The thing is, I guess, is that I'm looking at this and, I'm not going to say I'm picking a side or anything, but I'm going to say that if an individual goes and creates their own 3D printed lower, and that is a design from their brain that they created as an STL file that's open source that anyone can go download. And then in combination with that, they print or they design a printable forced reset trigger that is designed to only be used with his original lower that he designed. Then could Rare Breed actually serve Hoffman Tactical with a cease and desist for an STL file? I don't know, but that's what happened. Rare Breed served about a week ago Hoffman Tactical with a cease and desist and forced him to pull down his STL file of his force reset trigger, which, by the way, is nothing like the traditional force reset trigger design. It's also designed to only work in the Hoffman Tactical lower. It's also just information. So basically, John Crump was having a conversation with Hoffman Tactical, and I'll actually see if I can pull the quote here. Last week, I received a cease and desist letter from a law firm representing Rare Breed triggers. At their request, I did remove the files for my force reset trigger design from my website until further notice. I have retained an attorney who will prepare a substantive response to Rare Breed triggers. I am placing my force reset designs on hold pending further developments. Now, like I mentioned, John Crump actually had a conversation with Hoffman Tactical, and there is going to be an update that I'm unaware of, that we're all unaware of, that likely only Crump and Hoffman Tactical are aware of. But the reality is that, like, as I sit back and look at this, I would understand, and I do understand from this perspective of the Furts and Watts. I just love saying that. Shout out to PSR. We love you, brother. So the FRT 15 comes out. The FRT 15 is a very specific design. And then later on down the line, the Watt, the WOT, comes out. And the WOT is a very similar design. Slightly changed here and there. There are some slight changes. But a lot of people agree that the two designs are very similar. I would understand a company, especially with their relationship and working together prior to that. I understand that a company would go after another company that is creating a product and selling it and profiting that is almost literally exactly like theirs. Now, an STL file is just information of a 3D printable trigger that, number one, isn't just a drop-in unit for all AR-15s. It is literally designed specifically to work with the Hoffman Tactical Uber, whatever, lower. And I thank you guys. I appreciate all y'all in chat. Love y'all. I hope no one keeps sharing Hoffman's file. Yeah, crazy, right? This design is very, very different. It isn't even metallic. But either way, this is the information, right? And every time we get in these conversations, we talk about the information being at risk is the danger. The information being at risk is what could you clamp that hose of information, and all of a sudden the community that uses resources like something as simple as YouTube to build a firearm, to build an 80% receiver, to build a pipe shotgun, to print out a trigger, to print out a lower, or whatever it is. We can't keep cutting each other's throats. Now, I understand there's two perspectives here. One perspective of, Hoffman Tactical cutting the throat of RBT, Rare Breed triggers, and the other perspective of Rare Breed cutting the throat of Hoffman Tactical. But guys, Hoffman isn't out here selling these and making money off of these. He is contributing to a community that thrives on open source information. So I see it differently. Now, Rare Breed seems to think that they own the information for anything that functions as a forced reset trigger. I don't know. I'm not a patent attorney. I haven't even read the patent, though I've talked to some that are much more professional than me in that regard, that do understand those things. And it is possible to patent a process. I don't know if that's what Rare Breed did. I can't tell you, but I will tell you that if you are in the firearms community and you threaten information and you threaten STL files that are, can you even file a cease and desist for an STL file? Like, if I printed out fake Nikes, if I 3D printed a fake pair of Nikes and put them on my feet and then put it out for the world, is Nike going to send me a cease and desist? Like really? I don't see it that way. I see it very different. I see this as a kid that is extremely innovative, a very dedicated designer that is getting information out in an open source world that the firearms community thrives on, that the builder community thrives on. So when you attack people like that, you're setting yourself up to be kind of viewed in the community as somebody that isn't playing ball. Just let the kid make his shit, man. That's the way I look. Whatever. I shared my opinion. I'm sorry. Now you guys go out with your own information, do your own research, look at Hoffman Tactical, look at FRT, look at WOT, look, see what I'm saying, where they're not the same. This is also not an organization that is profiting off of it. This is, though, open source information that's being shared with others that would possibly prohibit others, well, not prohibit, but reduce the chances of them going out and purchasing an FRT or a WOT. Now, at this point, as of, today is February what is it? The freaking, it's like the 16th or some shit. I don't remember. But it's, after Valentine's Day, 15th maybe. At this point, the FRT and the WOT are both machine guns because the ATF has written an examination letter categorizing them both and any, quote, reset trigger or forced reset trigger as a machine gun. So naturally, if you do stuff with the Ferds and Watts, then make sure you follow all federal, state, local rules, laws, regulations, restrictions, and sanctions, and all that stuff. And don't take advice from me because I'm just a dude that yells at a computer 3 times a week. And then the occasional one like this. But in my opinion, you're kind of punching down on somebody that's giving to the community, rare breed. And I don't feel that that's right or kind or fair. You're not helping, and you're not helping your case in the public eye either. So that's all I'm saying. You got a dude. Here's what I'll say. Okay, let's say you have a company, and this company comes out with this patent design to feed the homeless, right? And they profit off of that patent design to feed the homeless. And then you have this kid that's extremely innovative, and he finds a way to, share this information open source for free, so everybody can go feed the homeless. And then you write a cease and desist and say, yo, stop feeding the homeless, bro. That's my shit. You can't feed the homeless. You and your little stupid lower. Oh, and you can only feed the homeless in his custom design homeless house that's 3D printed. I'm sorry. I just don't see it as right. I don't see it as fair. So whatever. Sorry. It sucks that boomers don't get 3D printing. So let me go through and just shout my people out real quick. Too many choices. T for Texas. What up? Thirsty Colt V2. What up? Aegis Gun Care. What's cracking, player? Best, straight up, best solvent and gun lube out there. I've actually used it as cutting oil to make my SIG 320 from an 80% SIG 320. That's cutting through lots of metal. Ferts and Watts. Dean. Chenamemba. Crypto Pirate, John Prawley. That's cool, Dark. It's his right. They don't want to give up what they own, so neither does he. There's no side to pick. If we divide, we fall. We fail. Totally agree. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't see this as a problem. You know what I mean? I think that we should just not, go after each other and cut each other's throats. But I could also understand someone's perspective, because we all have different perspectives, that they could say, well, no, Hoffman Tactical is cutting the throats of rare breed because they're making something that is exclusively patent to them, available for everyone at, zero to little cost. You know what I mean? Come out in PLA. What's up, brother? Yeah, so that's the other thing. Too many choices. Like I mentioned, Hoffman isn't selling anything. Rare breed is out of line. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think and what your thoughts are. So please post in chat what your thoughts are. In my opinion, Hoffman's file poses no threat to rare breed because the people printing his design is not are not shelling out $400 for an FRT. Not what they had Hoffman release his file. Yeah, so you don't think they would have purchased it even if he hadn't released it? Yeah, that's fair. It's a Luigi. Forget about it. What's up, brother? 9mm Slim, Luigi, come out in PLA. People that want that function and want it reliably are not buying an Ender and printing the parts. It's misplaced litigation. Look at you, smart man. Big words, smart man. Somebody nab that bot. Freaking Russian bot. To keep a patent, you have to defend it. The cease and desist letter doesn't mean that he's being sued. Yeah, for sure. No, I get that. It's just like, yo, I got you in my scope. I haven't taken off the safety. I haven't even chambered around. My finger's certainly not on the trigger, but you're in my scope. That's kind of the way I look at it. SJC, what up? I share the same opinion. Well, thank you. Hit me up for more info on Hoffman's file. Okay. PLA out here with that open source sport brand. Kind of a cease and desist is just the threat of a lawsuit, yeah, for sure. Possibly, unless you made it 100% by hand, Nike sneaker, then you could claim it as artwork and non-mass producible. Yeah, that's a good point. But you guys get what I'm saying, though? Like, what's up, Jake the Great? AG Cass, oh snap! Finally caught a stream. Yeah, I would never buy a Furts and Watts, because I'm not buying a $500 trigger. I will say I purchased a $400 trigger for my Scorpion Evo. It's a binary trigger, and it was the best thing that ever happened to my Scorpion. Scott, what's cracking, man? Good to see you. Yeah, it's everybody show AG Cass some love, man. This dude is a MF celebrity. Travis, what's up, man? I'm doing well. Thank you. CRS is doing as well as he can be. He is out and released. And there was, because a lot of people do not like GoFundMe, there was a Give, Send, Go created. So if any of you guys are interested in contributing to his Give, Send, Go, it is givesendgo.com/CRS, I believe. So there's that. That is good, and they've actually started raising a decent amount of money there. I'm sorry. There was a patent on backloading cylinders for pistols. Interesting. Bad example, Dark, but I see what you're trying to do there. I know it's bad. That's all I'm saying, right? I guess the way I'm looking at it is that if this was another company that had a very similar design, using the FRT and the WOT as an example, and they are selling that for profit, I could understand how that would potentially threaten your business and cause you to, potentially go after someone and at least send a cease and desist, if not take legal action. The difference is this is a dude. This is a dude, right? This is an individual. This is not a corporation or organization or business. This is an individual that created and designed his own design of a force reset trigger that only works with his lower that is his own design. Now, some say that, like, hey, yeah, I see that, SJC. Some say that it can be altered to work with a traditional lower and a traditional mil-spec trigger. I can't personally confirm that. I don't know. I'm not cranking out Ubers or Ubers or whatever. Sorry, I don't know how to say it. But the bottom line is the cease and desist was served within what is that? So if Hoffman Tactical put out the STL file on the 4th of November or of February, and a week ago, the cease and desist was sent out. I mean, we're talking about less than a week that cease and desist was sent out. So I don't know. I see it as punching down. I see it as punching down against somebody that is not threatening your business. And I believe that the people that are cranking out prints every day are likely not the people that are going to be purchasing your trigger. Not to say that that's not true, but I don't believe that is going to hurt your business. Now, they could also be basically sending a cease and desist letter, because if I'm not mistaken, to my knowledge at least, Rare Breed Triggers is owned by a lawyer. So it's not exactly, you know, a financial problem to send out a cease and desist for them. They don't have to go retain a new lawyer and pay to get one written up, right? So if their goal is to anytime any type of forced reset, anything goes out, they're going to send a cease and desist, because anything that is forced reset is is theirs. Then I get it. I just don't know. Can you do that for an STL file? It's just information. He designed it. It goes in a lower that he designed. So I don't see it as fair. I don't know. I just wanted to get that information out. I was just on a phone call with myself, Flying Rich, and John Crump, and this came up, and I was told that we could finally talk about it. So just wanted to get the word out to you guys. Obviously, I know Crump reported on it, Flying Rich reported on it. There will likely be others that report on it, and at the same time, though we do have some crossover viewership, we wanted to make sure that we got the information out to you guys. So if you're just tuning in, because I see the view numbers going up, feel free to go back and check out the conversation. Has Ruger gone after Ivan? He gave us all a nearly free 1022 receiver. That's a good point, right? Like at what point is this too ridiculous? My favorite part of Hoffman's trigger, use the standard spec trigger. If you have extra LPKs, you can easily make one. Good point. But glad I could get this information out to you guys. I got to get back to work. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Oh, and don't forget, be kind and keep that thing on you. Later, y'all.